here. I am Brian Tello, and this is the Hatter project that I have created. I'm gonna go straight into the story. I'm only gonna show the main story, and then from there, I'll tell you the different endings, the different possible endings. All right. Man gets out of bed, but how? He rolls over and falls on the bed, laughing out loud when hitting the floor next to him is his signature hat. The hatter, frustrated, gets angry at the friends that are there but don't help. The hatter yells out, "Help me, will you?" And he says in response, "It's too early for this nonsense." "No, it's me. I'm sorry, friends," Hatter declares peacefully. Dodo and Rabbit pass over Hatter's morning tantrum as usual and get ready for work. Hatter walks to his record shelf and notices that he had bought two records of almost the same name, Weezer and Geezer. Both albums look intriguing. And we have Buddy Holly by Weezer. Yeah, that's what we're gonna put. When Buddy Holly plays, Hatter starts dancing along to the beat. Rabbit says to himself, overplayed. Hatter is ready to leave, but sees something in the corner of his eye, something small, and moves fast to the kitchen. Hatter checks under the kitchen cabinet. The black and purple striped cat said enthusiastically, "You found me. I was sure you weren't going to find me." The man feels like he's been through this. Cheshire spoke like if he was straight from a fantasy book. Well, the Hatter says in response, the Hatter says, "Would you like anything to eat? Can I fancy some toast or lasagna?" Cheshire says, "You have mistaken me for my cousin Garfield, but yes, I would like something to eat. I also ran into Alice earlier and said she would be ready for the party at 6. The Hatter thought to himself, did he mean 6 p.m. or 6 a.m.? We'll go with 6 p.m. Oh, 6 p.m. Remind me, Rabbit, to make extra tea for Alice today. For now, we get ready to. We for now you get to work. Hatter gets to work, and you go to work with your top hat and your shoes. You head to the top hat factory and breathe in a great amount of mercury nitrate. Too much, actually, so much that you made another complaint to the manager this morning, but time will do its thing. The shady Queen of Hearts worker had given you pills on your way home. She gives one to every worker who complains about headache or illnesses. You didn't feel sick today. Should you take the pills? We're gonna go with 1. You don't eat the pills. You take the pills to Rabbit because Queen workers had only been issuing this pill since yesterday morning. Rabbit knows a lot about pills because he used to be a doctor. You take the pills to Rabbit, and he's in a rush as always. You have no time to explain the weird interaction you had with the Queen's worker. Rabbit tells you to make the tea. How much sugar should you bring to the tea party? I'm gonna bring all the sugar. The Hatter and the Rabbit take off to the tea party to meet with Alice. On the way, you encountered a smoking Jabba, the caterpillar. He wants to ask you a question. The Rabbit is more impatient and insists that you skip Jabba. Do you skip Jabba? Let's see what Jabba asks. Jabba starts the conversation with, "Hey, how's it going? Hatter, I was wondering if you wanted to buy this product, etc." Jabba is always trying to sell you something. He's a good guy, but this guy always takes about 10 minutes of your time. This guy takes up about 10 minutes of your time and to get to the party. Oh. You wish him farewell and tell him you tell him to stop smoking. It is bad for your health. On the way walking towards the forest, he asked Rabbit a question. I want to go with number 2. This is the only time we go with 2. You ask Rabbit about the pills that were in your pocket, and he says those aren't pills. Those are micro GPS trackers. Your eyesight is pretty bad due to the mercury poisoning affecting your vision. You realize this and go to the end of the forest to dispose of the tracker, throwing it over a fence, coincidentally landing in a dog's bowl while he was eating dog chow. Hatter then walks back to the table for the tea party. Everyone has arrived to the tea party in the forest. Dodo, Alice, and Rabbit. Not the biggest tea party, but it is the number of friends you seek and find bi-weekly. You give everyone tea and it's going well, and you remember that Dodo gets all the sugar as he slowly reaches for the sugar should you tell him something. Um, we're gonna tell him, don't you even think about it. Um, Dodo makes a wild bird sounds and bashfully adds 4 oversized teaspoons of sugar and makes a weird Dodo and makes a weird sound. Dodo would exhale exaggeratedly every time he poured sugar. The sugar is passed to Rabbit and he bashfully passes it to Alice. Alice then asks Hatter, how was your day? And we're gonna go with it is very unusual. I don't know. I think they're still looking for you. And I think you might I think you should go back to the company to give them what they want. You are upset. Rabbit agrees with Hatter and is upset on how the company is getting suspicious of the duo. Rabbit works for Rabbit works at the carrot stand around the corner where Hatter works. Alice reassures him that it will be over soon. She is close to finding the secret to bursting the Queen of Hearts into explosion. So that is the main story of the program. We can go over the different endings. Um, I have everything in boxes and functions. I've named them all differently because it didn't really. When I was making this, it was kind of like doing it off the top of my head because I kind of didn't have it structured right. So it made me delay the story and make different pathways. So we'll go over the different endings. So for the first, I think 3 or 4, it doesn't really matter how you like. The choices don't really matter. Like Geisha and Ouija are both really good bands. Um, except for the dialogue. I mean, once we get to like the fourth one, this one, um, Heather is ready to leave, but sees something in the corner of his eye. Every press looks behind the trash can. The black and purple striped cat cautiously asked, aren't you gonna say anything? You are so surprised that you let out another high-pitched scream because it's a talking cat. But then you remember that this is a cat that you knew for a while now, nicknamed Cheshire. Hatter asked in polite tone, I don't mean to ask you in a rude way, but what brings you into my house? I sometimes hate that I have to. Well, the Cheshire responds with, I sometimes hate that I have to remind you who I am. I'm here to keep away all the pesky mice from getting into your bread, toast. And in return, you feed me toast. But yes, I would like some toast. And I found a bug right there. I mean, it was supposed to ask you a question. I was supposed to say Alice in there. I just forgot to put it an extra line. But other than that, I mean, yeah, the dialogue is different, and we go through the same thing. That he goes to the Top Hat factory, and they offer him a pill, and then if you eat the pill, not knowing the pill was a tracker eventually leads to the Queen agents to arrest everyone at the party and send them to the dungeon. The last words you hear are off with your head, and it's game over. So there is also another one. Let's start without debugging. So if we go all the way to what was it? Oh, that one doesn't matter. This one also doesn't matter, but it has different dialogue. As you, I mean, you can skip past Jabba. You end up making it past. You end up making it to the party just in time for the tea party. Even before Alice, but the Hatter still had to prepare the table, and you forgot what you had to tell Rabbit about something. What was it? Well, you can either ask about Jabba or the pills, and if you ask about Jabba and forgot about the pills, um, Rabbit says that he's always trying to sell you something phony. I don't know why you're always nice to people like that, but you get mad at Cheshire when he scares you. Hatter says, well, it's different, etc. Not knowing the pill was a microtractor, eventually leading to the Queen agents to arrest everybody at the party and send them to the dungeon, and the last thing you hear is game over. So those are the different types. Those are the different opportunities, and I have one variable. It is at the very top. It's a no sugar variable. So this one depends on if you bring all of the sugar or none of the sugar. And if you bring all of the sugar, then at the end it gets a dialogue of Dodo making a weird sound or something. But yeah, it's the entire code.